The first rule of the Maple Creek Welcoming Committee is that not everyone is truly welcome. I learned this slowly, but it started with a moment of what felt like genuine connection. Brenda, the committee head, was in my living room delivering the obligatory welcome basket. Her eyes, which I'd later learn were usually a mask of bright, impenetrable cheer, scanned my bookshelf and stopped. She pointed to a heavy, minimalist design award I'd won years ago, tucked between novels. "Oh," she said, a different tone in her voice. "You're a real one." She looked at me, and for a second, the mask slipped. I was in marketing before the kids. God, I miss that sharp part of my brain sometimes. Don't let this place dull you. In that moment, I saw a person, not a trope. I felt seen. And because of that, I let my guard down. I offered to redesign their outdated neighborhood newsletter, a professional reaching out to what I thought was a peer. "What a sweet idea," she chirped, and the mask was back. The moment of connection, gone. I should have known then. I poured my soul into the work. Weeks later, the newsletter appeared in my mailbox, a clumsy, distorted echo of my designs, with her name credited as creative director. My hand trembled as I traced her name, not because I was shocked, but because the betrayal felt so much more personal now. She hadn't just dismissed a stranger. She had seen my competence and erased it anyway. When I saw her, she gave me that bright, dismissive smile. "Your ideas were such a great starting point, sweetie." The word "sweetie" hung in the air. There's a special kind of violence in being erased with a smile, especially from someone who you thought, for just a moment, might actually understand. The stakes became higher at the annual family campout on the green. It was the heart of the Maple Creek fantasy. Twinkling fairy lights, the smell of bonfire, families laughing. I wanted in. I went to Brenda at the s'mores station, a chaotic mess of sticky marshmallows and paper plates. "I have a ton of event experience. I can organize this in 10 minutes, I offered, genuinely trying to help. "Oh, sweetie, we have it covered. You just relax and enjoy yourself." It was exclusion disguised as a favor. I sat with my 7-year-old son, watching other moms and dads cheerfully hand out supplies. He looked at me, his small face etched with confusion. "Mommy, why can't we help?" His question landed like a stone in my chest. This wasn't just about my feelings anymore. My invisibility was now something my own child could see. That night, after I'd tucked him into bed, I tried to explain the hurt to my husband, Mark. I described the newsletter, the campout, the constant feeling of being on the outside of a joke I wasn't privy to. He listened, then sighed, running his hair through his head. "Honey, they're just moms planning a party. It's not that deep. Are you sure it's not just in your head? You've been a little stressed since we moved." And there it was. The second betrayal. The one that cut deeper. My own husband, my partner, siding with the smiling assassins. He wasn't just a bystander. He was part of the silence. I stared at my empty inbox for a long time that night. I was no longer hoping for an apology from them. I was grieving the support I didn't have right beside me. The hardest part wasn't what they were doing. It was the chilling realization that I was utterly alone in it. The annual neighborhood meeting was Brenda's stage. She stood at the podium, basking in the fluorescent lights of the community clubhouse, showcasing the professional redesign of the neighborhood brand. My design. As she spoke, a low hum of rage started in my chest. It was the anger of being told I was crazy, the anger of my son's questioning face. For a long moment, I thought about staying in my seat, saying nothing, letting it go. Again, because that's what I had gotten so good at doing. It would be easier. It would keep the peace with Mark. But then I looked at Brenda, so confident in my silence, so sure of her power. And I thought of that design award on my bookshelf. The woman who earned that award would not stay silent. I decided it was time to reintroduce her to this town. I walked to the microphone. The short walk felt like miles. My heart was a frantic drum against my ribs, but my hands were steady. "Hi, Kara Evans, 128 Archer Lane," I said. "Brenda, the new branding looks absolutely wonderful on the screen." Her smile tightened. I was so happy I could provide the initial pro bono design work to get the ball rolling. In fact, I still have all the original high-resolution vector files with the metadata. The creation timestamps are from last March. I'd be happy to forward them to the board, just to ensure the print quality is perfect. I didn't accuse. I offered to help. The silence that fell over the room was absolute. In 3 calm sentences, I had built a cage of truth around her. The neighbors weren't just looking at her anymore. They were looking at me, then back at her, connecting the dots themselves. I watched her face crumble, not with anger, but with the quiet horror of being truly seen. Her narrative, the one where she was the creative genius and I was the helpful, simple newcomer, had just dissolved in public. I resigned from the committee the next day. I used to check my phone, hoping for an invitation, a sign that they saw me. Now, I don't check at all. I have nothing to wait for. The shift at home was quiet. Mark saw what happened at the meeting. He heard the whispers from other neighbors afterward. He saw the proof. One evening, he simply said, "I'm sorry. I should have listened." It wasn't a fix, but it was a start. I stopped trying to find a community and started building one. I tore up the manicured lawn in my backyard and put my hands in the dirt. I built a garden, messy, alive, and mine. A few other women, the quiet ones who had also been on the sidelines, started stopping by. One, a mom named Sarah, brought tomato seedlings. "I never knew how to get involved here either," she confessed. We built friendships there among the unruly mint and the burgeoning squash plants. We talked about our old lives, the women we were before we became mom. We talked about feeling invisible. We were a committee of 2, then 3, then 5. The only requirement for entry was showing up as yourself. I finally understood. Belonging isn't a gift someone else gives you. It's the space you create for yourself. They were so busy building fences with their rules and their smiles. I decided to cultivate a garden instead. It's smaller, it's slower, but here in the dirt and the sun, everything is real. And everything grows.